The unexamined life is not worth living. Socrates. When we think of change, most of us would think of it as something like making a big move in life. A new job, moving out of the country, new relationships, and so on. However, sometimes the change that we see can be achieved not by something so grandiose, but can also be done by re-examining our life by asking some questions. Have you ever tried stopping for a moment and putting your life under the microscope, analyzing what you're doing, how you're feeling, and where you're going? If not, then don't worry, we've got your back. In today's video, we've put a list of life-changing questions you can ask yourself that will empower you, challenge your assumptions, and make you think from a different perspective. Welcome to Thrivetastic. If you're new here, why not hit that subscribe button and join our community? And as always guys, give this video a thumbs up for that YouTube algorithm. 1. Are you living according to your values? To live a more fulfilling life, you must first understand your values. Values are the things that matter most to you in life and influence your decisions. When we compare our actions to our values, we can see if our actions are in line with who we want to be. If you find yourself doing things that do not match with what is most important to you in life, something needs to change. 2. What are you good at? And how often do you get to use those skills? Our lives improve when we know what we're skilled at and use those skills regularly. We feel more confident in ourselves and that makes us happier. We also have the opportunity to share our skills with others by doing valuable work while earning money doing what we love the most. Thinking about your talents is one way to discover what you're good at. So, think about it. What are some of your inherent talents? It could be writing, cooking, or creating something new. It could be working with children or animals. Maybe it's being a math whiz. And think about how often you use your strengths and whether there are ways you can use them more frequently. 3. What are you most proud of? This is an important question to ask yourself since your answer can reveal a lot about your personality. Are you proud of yourself for returning to school and completing your degree? Maybe you're proud of the business you established, or that you raise healthy children who grew up to be successful individuals. The answers are all around us, simply waiting for us to see them. And they may be great sources of inspiration when we need them the most, which can be useful when making significant life decisions. 4. What are your thoughts about money and success? When you think about money and success, what comes to your mind first? Do you believe that having money means more happiness? Would it even be possible to earn a living while doing something you love? Or are you stuck in a job you despise just to make ends meet? If you haven't thought of any answers to these questions, you should do it now. You can define success in whichever way makes sense to you, but make sure that whatever definition you adopt corresponds to how much power money has over your life and happiness. 5. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? This question is not as simple to answer as it may seem. If you take a step back and think about it, this question truly asks, what could you achieve if you have no fear? What would happen in your life if you had no limitations on your abilities and resources, and nothing stood in the way of your dreams? It's time to face the truth about what's holding you back from attaining your greatest dreams. More often than not, you'll find that the only thing holding you back is yourself. 6. What are you most grateful for? It's easy to focus on what we don't have, but it's remarkable how much more fulfilled we can feel if we change our perspective and consider the things that we have. It might be anything, from your family and friends to recent opportunities, or simply having decent work and good health. The more specific you are, the better. After you've recognized all of these things, think about how much they've contributed to your life becoming what it is today. 7. What do you need to forgive yourself for? Sometimes we beat ourselves up for the things that we have done in the past. As we go on with our lives, mistakes are bound to happen with no exception. However, we can't completely move forward until we forgive ourselves. Forgiveness is a process of letting go of anger and pain, moving on and living in the present, and stopping yourself from replaying painful events in your head, which can be highly draining and leave you bound in the past, rather than focusing on what's happening right now. The first step is to figure out what you need to forgive yourself for, so that you can start moving ahead instead of allowing guilt or shame to hold you back. Self-examination is really important. as it makes us better decision makers. It boosts our self-confidence and frees us from our assumptions and biases. With that being said, we want to ask you guys, what among these questions can you relate to the most? How about sharing it with us with your answers in the comment section down below? 8. Are you doing what makes you happy, or what makes other people happy? More often than not, people sometimes mistake the happiness of others as their own. It's easy to forget that your happiness is a priority in a world where everyone is constantly aiming to please others. But why are you doing what you're doing if you're unhappy with the path of your life? What makes other people happy might not make you happy. Don't allow society to tell you how to live. Remind yourself of what makes you happy regularly and start living for yourself. 9. Do you live with intention or just react to everything around you? Many people go through their days without giving any thought to what is important to them. They wake up, go through the motions of their day, and then wonder why they aren't happy and fulfilled. It's easy to let daily activities consume our days, without giving any attention to whether we're living consciously or simply responding to what comes our way. We've all been there. However, if you desire more from life than simply existing, start making decisions that represent what is most important to you, rather than getting into routines based on past experiences or societal expectations. 10. What have you been putting off that needs to get done? This question is especially significant if you tend towards procrastination. Nothing is worse than having something hanging over your head. It can feel like a burden that you'll never be able to shed, and it impacts every aspect of your life. Even parts you aren't aware of are affected. Consider the repercussions if you don't do it. Is there a specific reason this task has been on your to-do list for so long? If not, what is preventing you from doing so? Make a list of all the things you've been putting off, big or small. Then go over the list again and take action. Do anything you can right now. As soon as you begin, you'll feel a weight lifted off your shoulders. 11. What are your bad habits and how can you change them for the better? A bad habit is something that you do regularly that is harmful in some way. Perhaps it makes you exhausted, stressed, and angry. Or perhaps it causes you to squander time doing things that don't actually matter or don't make you happy. You're certainly aware of your poor habits, but do you have a plan to change them? If not, now is the time to start thinking about it. 12. In what areas of your life are you settling? Most people have found their place in life. Perhaps you're settling for a career that doesn't inspire you. Or perhaps you're in an antiquated relationship. In truth, most of us are settling in numerous places at once. You'll know you're settling when you're trapped and can't see a way out of your situation, or when you make less than ideal choices. The first step towards changing this is recognizing what you're doing, so that you can make the required changes and take action to do something different. These questions should help you get out of your head and understand that there are numerous ways to have a meaningful life. Answering these open-ended questions may be really beneficial for discovering who you are and what you want out of life, since they allow you to reflect on things from several perspectives, which is where the most profound ideas emerge. Thank you for watching this Thrivetastic video. So if you found it valuable, consider subscribing to our channel and joining our awesome community. And if you're still hungry for more, we handpicked this awesome Thrivetastic video for you to watch next.